Yeah, I went there. I said he was going to be better than Brett Favre before he was an NFL starter. That was Patrick Mahomes. And every year I give my top 10 breakout players of the following season. This is the 4th year we're doing it. There's been some hits there. Pretty proud of this year's list, too. And if you take a look at it here on this board, started off with a safety you probably don't know, Marcus Epps. It went down to Rondale Moore, Brandon Ayuk, J.C. Horn, Greg Newsome II, Joshua Palmer, Air Canada, the 3rd receiver on the Chargers. And yesterday, Aleem McNeil. Was that better, Sean? Aleem McNeil?
Well done. Bravo.
That's how we got it. I got the pronunciation wrong yesterday. Apologies to him. Let's go with number 3. Number 3, let's go with one of the breakout offensive linemen of the 2022 season. The guy is going to be Christian Darasaw for the Minnesota Vikings. He is the left tackle protecting Kirk Cousins on that high-octane Kevin O'Connell offense. And last year, at the end of the season, started to really come on. You start looking at some of the numbers he had, that's great. 0 sacks allowed in college at Virginia Tech on 269 pass attempts. And last season, he started to bring it. I wanted to bring up some plays here. Here's weekend. It's Randy. It's up here against the Ravens here. Watch him create this entire hole right here, letting Dalvin Cook have a 15-yard run to completely do it in week 9. Okay, here's against the Cowboys. All right, look what he does right here. I love doing film work, Sean. I feel like you should be doing this as the former offensive tackle.
Yeah, you're doing
great. Look what
great.
he does to Randy Gregory, though. Throws Randy Gregory around like a rag doll. Okay, Randy Gregory was one of the best pass rushers in football last year. This is what Darasaw can do. And then if you want to see something at the next level, Freddie Warner's the middle linebacker for the Niners, one of the best players in football. Watch him here when he was playing that position, okay? Moves it here, does it, boom, takes him, completely opens it up, and there you go. There's your big run from Dalvin Cook. That's just in the run game there. In the pass protection, he's even going to be better. These are all the first-round guys from last year. Each one has an individual story. Remember, Penei Sewell, he really came on for them. Rashawn Slater, awesome for the Chargers. Leatherwood, we know his story. Already has been released and now with the Bears. Darasaw was the 4th one taken. I think this year he jumps the list and he's in this conversation, if not above. That is what you're hearing out of Vikings camp. That is what they have as an expectation. Christian Darasaw has been awesome this summer. And I think this year we're talking about him as one of the best left tackles in football. Christian Darasaw, remember that name when there's Pro Bowl and All-Pro voting at the end of the season. Number 2, we don't just do fantasy names, we do defense too here. And I have I'd say my favorite young linebacker in the league, and there are so many great ones. Chiefs linebacker Nick Bolton as my number 2 player on this list. Nick Bolton came on real strong last year, but this year is the year I think he makes it where it's like, oh, Nick Bolton's one of the best linebackers in the entire sport, because that's the lead. A couple years back when the Bucs won the Super Bowl, before the season, I said, Devin White was my number 1 player. Number 1 breakout player. Everyone's like, you picked a linebacker? This is what this guy brings. That was Melvin Ingram in that huge Saturday game that helped them get to the playoffs and secure the AFC West. And this was the guy taking it back to the house. Nick Bolton does it all. 2nd-round pick out of Missouri. Supremely talented, but can go everywhere and can do it on the run.
Oh, my
Look at
God.
that.
We don't see that often.
Can we see that one again? This is Derrick Henry, and that's Nick Bolton taking him right down. All right? Rush game, but then also in the pass game is really good in coverage. Makes plays, is always Johnny on the spot. And this was just his first year last year. I think this season Nick Bolton is going to come about, and we're going to start talking about this Chiefs defense a little way. You know, Chiefs defense lost some players, some key players. Tyrann Mathieu, of course we know Sorensen, but they kept a lot of good players. And they kept Chris Jones, and they kept Frank Clark. And one of the things they love about this guy is the production. Look at this. Rookies over the last 10 years, and look at the list of names, with 10 tackles or more and 10 tackles for a loss and 100 tackles. Nick Bolton's on the list.
If he's above Kiko as a rookie was crazy.
We loved Kiko as a rookie. Remember, Borland retired.
Yeah.
Borland as a rookie was awesome out of Wisconsin. Levante David, Luke Kuechly, and Darius, now Shaquille Leonard. That's rare air, and I think when I put a guy number 2 on my breakout player list, I'm telling you, that is how high the expectations are for Nick Bolton.
But someone's even higher.
That leaves us to number 1, guys. This is a big deal. On this show, we have had some really, really big names at number 1. Mahomes was a number 1. I said Devin White was a number 1. Last year, I thought CeeDee Lamb was going to be the number 1 player. The number 1 breakout player of 2022, and my pick to lead the NFL in rushing this season.
Whoa.
Wow.
Broncos rookie running back turned second-year guy, Javonte Williams.
Let's go! Wow!
Huge things for Javonte this year. You want to talk about a guy who gave us just a taste last season?
Oh, my God.
There is so much more meat on the bone. And when I tell you the offense that Nathaniel Hackett is going to bring with Russell Wilson at quarterback and this guy as the lead dog, I am talking about a sensation. Last year, Week 9, nationally televised game against Dallas, he did this. Just carrying grown men, breaking tackles, and Kyle, we rewarded him with an angry run, okay? Throughout the season, there would be these flashes where Javonte Williams was getting plays, and you're like, no, he's not supposed to do that. Year 2, a little bit wiser, a little bit stronger, a little bit faster. Look at him on the goal line here.
You're not stopping that, man.
And gosh, imagine him with an offensive mind as the head coach and an offensive mind gearing him the ball. I think Javonte Williams leads the league in rushing this year.
Wow.
And I think Javonte Williams is the breakout player of 2020. Dang. Jonathan Taylor, all due respect.
Yeah, sure.
Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey. This right here is my guy this season. And last year, just scratching the surface. Yeah, Melvin Gordon was there, and there were some games where the situation didn't really call for, let's just tote the rock with a big hulking back. Russell Wilson at quarterback, upgrades everywhere on that roster, new head coach, and this guy being the dude. Javonte Williams. I know he's going second and third rounds in your fantasy league. He should be a first-round pick. I believe when I put my name on it saying he's going to be number 1, I feel it, and I'm emphatically saying it. And I'm doing so based on information out of Denver and also some gut instinct. I think this is our next future star of the league. Not just a great player to have on your fantasy team as our running back, too. A premier name in the league. This is the list. You will not find any list like this anywhere. And everyone's doing their list. These are the breakout stars. Let's check in 1, 2, and 3 in a few months down the road and see how they did. Guys, go to the table.
So,
what do you got?
So, congratulations to Javonte Williams. That's fantastic for him at number 1. But that board you brought up of rookies with 100+ tackles and 10+ tackles for loss, that's an unbelievable stat. I mean, stats you can get nauseated by sometimes, but that one to me is one of the more convincing ones I've ever seen. That's fantastic. That
means you're all over the ball as
yes.
a linebacker, and that's what he was. Sometimes you think he's a safety, sometimes you think he's a defensive lineman. I love Nick Bolton, second-year guy out of Missouri.
Peter, I'm just so proud and pleased about Javonte. Remember when Mira Sorvino won the Oscar and they go to the audience and Paul is just weeping? I'm sitting here crying about Javonte. I'm so happy, buddy. I hope he runs for 4,000 yards. I love that, man.
It's great work, man. I'm proud of you, too. You got an alignment on there.
We have
Darasaw. Look, maybe it's the number. I don't know, but I see a little Trey Williams and body type. He looks like Walter Jones.
Williams
Long
and Walter
torso.
Jones, Christian Darasaw. And I'll tell you guys this. Christian Darasaw was on this list long before Sean was in that chair. It's the real deal. It's not just offensive linemen you're trying to kiss up.
Nice. That's convincing.
Top 10. Here we go.